بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عن أنس رضي الله تعالى عنه قال إن الله تعالى تابع الوحي على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قبل وفاته حتى توفي أكثر ما كان الوحي متفق عليه. Hazrat Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that verily Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala frequently sent wahi upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam before the demise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the extent that Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam passed away and wahi was at his highest frequency. So before Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had passed away, before he left the world, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala sent wahi to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam excessively. So what was the reason for this? So some commentators of hadith have mentioned that after the conquest of Makkah had taken place, many delegations had come to Makkah al-Mukarramah thereafter, and they accepted Islam. After accepting Islam, these people, new Muslims, they had a lot of questions which they put to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. So there was a need for wahi to come down, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam then gave them the answers to their questions. The second reason that have been given to this is that after the conquest of Makkah, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was very close now to his death. Very shortly thereafter, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam left the world. So deen had to be completed fully before Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam left the world. Therefore Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala sent wahi to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam excessively so that deen could be completed before Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam left the world. عن جابر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يبعث كل عبد على ما مات عليه رواه مسلم. As Jabir radiallahu ta'ala who narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is reported to have said that every servant will be raised upon the condition in which he had passed away. Meaning, in whatever condition a person leaves the world, that is how he will be raised tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah. A person went to Makkah Sharif to perform Hajj, and a person passed away in Makkah al-Mukarramah, or on the way to Makkah al-Mukarramah, or whilst performing Hajj. Tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah, he will be raised reciting the Talbiyah. Or a person, he was drinking, or he was playing some musical instrument, or a person was in a casino. Allah save us from all these things. And a person has to pass away in that manner, or in some guna he passed away. That is how a person will be raised tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah. That is why a person, he shouldn't take it for granted that I'll get the tawfiq of making tawbah. We don't know at which stage a person will pass away, at which stage he will leave the world. Always be ready for maut. Babun fi bayani kathrati turuq al-khair. This is a chapter in explaining the various ways of goodness. قال الله تعالى, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says, وَمَا تَفْعَلُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ بِهِ عَلِيمٌ. That whatever good you do, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is fully aware of it. Maybe no one in the world is aware of your good deed. You gave somebody a 5 rand charity, and secretly you gave that 5 rand. Nobody was aware of it. But Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is fully aware of that good deed you did. Or a person in secrecy, he just cried, tears flowed from his eyes, and he made dua to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Nobody is aware of it. You did it in seclusion, but Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is fully aware of it. قال الله وقال تعالى وما تفعلوا من خير يعلمه الله. That whatever good you do, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is aware of it. وقال تعالى, Allah ta'ala further says, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. Whoever does an atom's weight of good, then he will see it. In another verse, وَقَالَ تَعَالَى مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَلِنَفْسِهِ. That whoever does any righteous deed, then it is for his own benefit. He will benefit from this tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah. وَالْآيَاتُ فِي الْبَابِ كَثِيرًا. There are many verses that have been mentioned under this chapter. And Abi Dharr Jundub ibn Junada radiyallahu ta'ala anhu qal. Hazrat Abu Dharr Jundub bin Junada radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, Qultu ya Rasulallah, I said, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ayyul a'mali afdal. Which action is regarded as the most superior of action? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Qal al-imanu billah wal jihadu fi sabilillah. That making jihad in the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, and bring iman upon Allah, and making jihad in the path of Allah. So on various occasions, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam gave various answers. Sometimes it was dependent on the person that asked the question. According to the person, Nabi alayhi salam would give a different answer. So when this Sahabi asked the question, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, iman upon Allah, make jihad in the path of Allah. قُلْتُ أَيُّ الرِّقَابِ أَفْضَلِ. Then I asked, which of the slaves are most virtuous? Meaning that which slave, that if I purchase and I free, then I'll get the most reward in the court of Allah. So which slave is most virtuous? قَالَ أَنفَسُهَا إِنْدَ أَهْلِهَا وَأَكْثَرَهَا ثَمَنًا. That slave that is most excellent by the owner, he regards as an excellent slave, and it is most expensive, that is the best slave that you must purchase, and you must free that slave. So in matters of deen, we don't look for things that are cheap. It is the time of Qurbani. We don't look for the cheap sheep now, cheap goat, and now we slaughter that. No, look for what is the best. And even if you have to pay a little more, then no problem, pay it. In things of dunya, we want the best car, we want the best home, everything in dunya we want best. But when it comes to matters of deen, then there we want to compromise. We look for things that are much more cheaper. قُلْتُ فَإِن لَمْ أَفْعَلْ. The Sahabi said, I asked, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if I'm unable to do this, I'm unable to buy the best slave, the most expensive slave, and free that slave, قَالْ تُعِينُ صَانِعًا أَوْ تَصْنَعُ لِأَخْرَقَ. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that help a laborer, a person that is working, you try and be of assistance to that person. أَوْ تَصْنَعُ لِأَخْرَقَ. Or a person that is unable to go out and earn his rizq, his sustenance. That person you earn and you assist him, you give that person. قُلْتُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ أَرَأَيْتَ إِن دَعُفْتُ عَنْ بَعْدِ الْعَمَلِ. He said, O Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that tell me that if I'm free, if I'm weak from all these amal, I can't do any of these actions also. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, قَالْ تَكُفُّ شَرَّكَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. That restrain your evil from people, that don't cause harm to another human being. فَإِنَّهَا صَدَقَةٌ مِنْكَ عَلَى نَفْسِكَ. For verily this will be sadaqah from your side upon yourself. Meaning you protect people from your evil also. It is as though you are giving sadaqah, you will be rewarded for this as well. We'll continue from this.